Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strides take me bi-weekly, the time me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Ain't son of believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin air, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing out nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too, can't give it a time of $1, so cut her eyes. They get X'd out, for they had the potential to be my ex. I know all the plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crown and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scam angle with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and a stick in the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Some people love me, and they don't even know I have a hard time loving myself. Some people judge me, and they don't even know I have a hard time judging myself. Life gets ugly, but I got a paintbrush and paint a pretty smile on myself. Mouth stay shut even when I need help. In too deep in the water, Mike Phelps. Swimming lessons, I still got many unanswered questions. Sick of the anger, sick of depression. Wanna be grateful, count your blessings. Just give me my salad, you keep the dressing. Cause I'm cream of the crop. He paid the price, I'm worth a lot. He told me go, why would I stop? Rest on my thoughts, jump off the tire rope. D'Lo Brown with the frog splash. Leaps of faith, what I call that. If you hit my line for the old me, when I hang up on you, don't call back. I ain't gon' block my blessings, I'd rather block your number. Life taught me so many lessons, Been down bad, never under. That's breath in my lungs. Some people die young, where I come from. Woke up and gave thanks to Father and Son. Filled with the Spirit, I shine like the sun. Ghost in me, but I ain't haunted. Bad vibes, keep them, don't want it. Pride hard to swallow, doggone it. And you were really never my opponent. I ain't fighting evil, man, they hearts black. They wanted my life, told them back. Got an itch for sin, can't scratch that. Keep the truth loaded in the black gap. Just know if I said it, I meant it, and they gon' take it back. Learn the game brighter than my granddaddy's Cadillac. Young man, old song, imagine that. Ain't in my control, gotta pray, let them handle that. God hit my line, get me to play. Roger that, game time, alright, you hate like a running back. If you ain't catch everything I said, better run it back. Eating up this beat, break bread, where your sandwich at, y'all. Hiding, thought I was done, no. This beat ain't like Kobe, I'm too full. My God, sicko mode, he too cold. I'm skating on beats, froze on with the flow.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, I'm not gonna lie. I messed up that music a little bit. I hit the intro way too late. That was awkward. I hate when I do that. But what is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your precious time here with the CandleMafia and your boy Frankie Candles to do some TA on this thing they call Bitcoin, which is getting a little bit of a move to the downside. So I want to talk about the key levels we got to be looking at to the downside for a potential bounce to come in here. Now, I know a lot of people are potentially looking for a bigger move down for Bitcoin. So in today's video or today's live stream, this is not a fake out premiere, guys. I see, shout out Peace No War says, sup, Frankie? What's up, bro? This is live, I swear. But guys, I do want to talk about a lot of things today, right? I want to talk about, is there more downside on the way? Now, you guys kind of know my general thoughts on where we are going to get that bounce. If you guys saw that market update from earlier today, you will be familiar with those levels. So I'll cover that very briefly, but I want to take a zoom out and talk about those lower levels once again. And especially on Ethereum, there's a very, very specific level that I'm looking at that I think could be a really saucy level if we are able to get down there. I think it is a good level, to get a decent little bounce off of. So we're going to be covering all that. And don't forget, at the end of the stream or halfway through the stream, we will be taking a look at the altcoins. So don't spam them just yet, but get ready because when it gets to that point of the stream, get ready to spam your altcoins. And then Rob the Crypto Snob will count them all up and let us know which ones we're looking at. But with all that being said, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. The more spins, the more wins. And if we get 550 likes on today's live stream by some miraculous, I don't know what I'm trying to say. By some miracle, we get 550 likes on today's stream. Sideways price action is absolutely destroying us right now. But 550 likes, guys, I will add 2 Frankie Candles hats to the giveaway. And, yeah, we're already giving away a bunch of crypto. So we will be doing that giveaway tomorrow. If you guys want to know how to enter into that giveaway, you can like and comment. I highly recommend you watch, but I can't track that, really. So just to be quite frank with you, I can't track that. But like and comment on your on the market update from earlier today or the swing failure pattern tutorial that we posted last Sunday. Like and comment gets you entered in to win the giveaways. And again, 550 likes, we will add 2 hats plus a bunch of crypto to that giveaway. And we will be doing that at the end of tomorrow's live stream. And with that being said, guys, before we jump into the charts, let's go ahead and say what's going on to the Mafia. Shout out to Buttsonator. What is going on? Says, shout out to Buttsonator, man. He says, what's up, Frankie? Love your channel and content, brother. I appreciate that, Buttsonator. I work really hard to make it. And I barely sleep, so I appreciate that you appreciate it. I appreciate you appreciating me. Let's start that train again. Shout out to Buttsonator. Multi-sig dummy, what is going on? He says, please show us the future, Multi-sig. I'm going to do my best to try to give you a look into my crystal ball. But remember, the crystal ball is not a financial advisor, so this is never financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube screaming at a camera. Let's see. Shout out to Primetime. Said, keep your health healthy, Frankie. Shout out to Primetime. I appreciate that, bro. I'm going to try. Hang on. Okay. Almost fell off the chair, but I got the water here. We also got some special Aztecian cactus moss water, which is not an energy drink. It's a really healthy cactus, collagen-filled. You guys know what it is. Shout out to Jacko24. Thank you for being here, bro. Crypto Nate B, as always. What is going on, guys? Don't forget our mods. Show them some love in chat. We got Chemistry, bro. Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Snob, D Petty Crypto, Tyler Durden, Captain Kirk. Crypto Anon. Did I say Crypto Anon? Crypto Billy. You know who they are, guys. D Petty Crypto. Go show them some love in the chat. They help me out tremendously with this channel, and they are forever. I am forever indebted to them. But, guys, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you guys for tuning in. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and I'm going to shut the heck up about this and jump right into the charts because we got some stuff to look at. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Now, guys, I am going to spend a little bit of time on Ethereum. The Godfather in chat, guys, showing some respect. Let's go. Shout out to the Godfather. Thank you for tuning in, my man. I appreciate you for being here. Whew. Oh, I chugged some of this Aztec King Cactus Moss Water, guys, and I think it got to my head. Shout out to Lempi, says, keep that Lux algo indicator coming. Shout out to Lempi. We're going to be taking a look in just a second. And again, I want to take a quick, after Bitcoin, I want to take a deep look into Ethereum, guys, because again, we have that extremely saucy level, and I want to show you why it's such an important level to watch. And we also have a very bearish sign popping up on Ethereum. Is it about to dump to zero? Maybe, probably not. But we're going to go ahead and jump on into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart here, guys. And as you guys know, very, very lackluster FOMC meeting yesterday. Basically did nothing. And now we are starting to get a little bit of a reversal to the downside. Now, this is, you know, we always talk about show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, right? And I know there's kind of a lot of mixed feelings about yesterday's FOMC meeting. Some people are saying that the way Jerome Powell was talking was actually pretty dovish. And then, you know, people were thinking it's all over the place, right? But to me, this is why I always say, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. Because what happened after that FOMC meeting, we just got the little move to the downside. And as you guys know, I am in a short position. Is this it? There you go. I am in a short position from the highs up here, which was related nothing to news, right? I was simply just shorting the bearish divergence with our higher highs on price action with the lower highs on our momentum waves on the 4-hour time frame into a key level of resistance, which you guys are very familiar with because we've been hanging around these levels for so long. They are not really changing, right? So we put that 4-hour bear div in here. We were looking for the short. My entry into this is at about $27,330. And it's starting to play out, right? And again, it has nothing to do with news. It has everything to do with the technical signals. And actually, I think on Thursday or Friday last week on the live stream, we were actually I was actually looking for this exact thing to happen. But we were actually looking for the bear div to come in on these highs, right? High, higher high. And then we were looking for a high and a lower high to come in on the momentum waves, but we didn't get that. This momentum wave popped above that trend, invalidating the bear div. But what happened, we just got a nice little shot down and then a move back up, and then we wound up putting the bear div in locally right here with your higher highs on price action, lower highs on momentum waves. And guys, like this is stuff we talked about on the live stream. Now, I don't give trade setups on the live stream. Obviously, you don't just want to blindly trade these bearish divergences. There are confirmations and a lot other analysis that goes into actually finding the entry point, which we do go into a little bit sometimes, but we do this more in the premium Discord. But you know, just giving this signal of the bearish divergence on the 4-hour, letting us know if you get that at the key level, which is your 786 Fibonacci retracement level, there was a high likelihood that you would get some kind of a move to the downside, and that's how we capitalize on it, right? So with that being said, we are getting this move down. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we were looking for this move down. It wasn't just the 4-hour bear div. Like I said, there's a lot that goes into finding the actual entry. But on top of that, just generally speaking, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff. Actually, let me pull up this chart. Let me go over to the Bitcoin chart. There we go. Let me see. Do I want to look at the Bitstamp? Oh, no. Here we go. Okay. So let's come back down to the 4-hour. Same exact levels, right? Same chart. I am also still in my long position, guys. It's pretty funny. I'm long from here, short from here. And again, you know, we talk about a lot of this stuff on the live stream, but I'm just going to hide these trades real quick. I want to talk about the short, right? Because, again, you had that 4-hour bear div into your key level of resistance, which was your 786. But on top of that, guys, we were simply put, right? Let me get rid of some of these fibs, clean up the chart. I'm going to hide this purple box. I'm going to hide this fib. Right, and hopefully I can teach somebody something today, right? If one of you guys, if one person watching right now gets any sort of insight into how I trade, or I can help them at all with their trading career, then that is what I'm looking for. And again, we talk about this all the time, and to be honest, a lot of times I feel a little bit like redundant, right? It's definitely redundant, but it's because it works, right? Now, again, not only did you get the bear div into that level of resistance we just looked at, but simply put, you were also just deviating above your value area high, right? I always call this the area of opportunity, right? When you come above the value area, this is overbought, this is overbought. it's kind of like being overbought, right? It's just showing you that you're overvalued relative to the recent price action. And then this would be oversold, right? Oversold, oversold, oversold. And anytime you're below that value area, which is sitting right here, 25,560, that's your long opportunity. And if you can get those bullish confirmations on the lower time frames within this dip below the value area low, that's where you look for the long. That's how I entered the long position that I'm in right now from here. And it's the same way that when we came out of this value area high, this is where we were looking for the bearish confirmations, which we had the 4-hour bear div as well as other confirmations on lower time frames, and that's what got us into the short. Now, are we going to continue down? Yesterday on the live stream, we were trying to figure out if we were going to get a move to the downside, and there were a couple of things that we were looking at that were hinting towards a move down, and these are pretty simple signals. And again, I want to really hammer home that it could be very, very enticing to, if you're new out there and you're learning how to trade and you're just starting out, it could be really enticing to see a bearish divergence and then just be like, once you understand them, just think to yourself like, oh my God, that's an infinite money glitch. Every time I see this on the chart, I'll just get into a short. It's not that easy, right? Unfortunately. It is, once you learn how to get into the trades and actually find your confirmations, it could feel that easy after a few years of experience, but there's a lot more that goes into the analysis, but, if you're just trying to figure out general trend, if you're not day trading or scalping, these can really, really help you figure out the direction of price, right? Like if you're swing trading, these daily bull divs, right? We got this daily bull div down here. These daily bull divs can be really, really, really nice signals to try to get into some swing positions, right? And again, like you're looking to respect the value area. You go to the high, deviate, look to go back to the low. You deviate from the low, you look to come back to the high, and then you look for a rejection at the high. And when you look at it like this, it's just very, very simple looking, right? Like go to the high of the range, to the low of the range, and you just bing bong back and forth. But yesterday, there were some very specific things we were looking at to potentially expect some more downside. Number one, we were getting below that value area low, right? And we knew, value area high. Once we got below this level, we knew that if you cannot get back above this level, it is more likely than not that you will begin your journey down to Creighton C. Creighton C, are you? Oh no, what is this? Oh, let's go. Hang on. Shout out to Hannah King. Says, hey, Frankie, in the last 48 hours, oh, wait, hold up. Hey, Frankie, in the last 48 hours, something happened in my personal life that is extremely hurtful emotionally and mentally, but this crown made me cry of happiness instead of sadness. Shout out to Hannah King. Yo, guys, everybody put your tiaras in the chat for Hannah King, one of our biggest supporters of the CandleMafia. Yo, Hannah, low-key, shout out to Hannah. You have no idea how much that means to me that this made you happy. I always say, I love getting the messages saying I made money trading, or you helped me learn something on the charts and it helped me make money. And that is the most fulfilling thing in the world to me. And, sometimes I get messages as well that's like, hey, man, I kind of don't even know what you're saying in your show, but your energy makes me happy and, like, you make my bad days better. And, like, that's almost even more fulfilling to me than when people make money. So, Hannah, you have no idea, like, how much that means to me that I was able to brighten your day with that, or Tony D was able to brighten your day with that. Shout out to Hannah King. We love you. Hannah, I'm always here for you. I know, it gets harder and harder to answer all my DMs on Discord or Twitter, but Hannah, never hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you. You support me. I support you. It's a two-way street. This camera, I might be behind a camera, but you can reach out and touch me, right? Like, I am not, I try to respond to as many people as I can. And Hannah, dang, Hannah, you're like choking me up here. Shout out to you. That is like, shout out to you, Hannah. We love you, and I'm here for you if you need anything or you just want to talk. Let me know. Shout out to Hannah, guys. Tiara's in chat. Look at that. And it's not just me, Hannah. It's the whole CandleMafia. Look at these people in here for you. Everybody's showing support to you with the tiara, which is like a whole nother thing. Shout out to Hannah King. We love you, and I know the Mafia does as well. Shout out to you. And again, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, just reach out. Yo, this is like low-key. They're spamming this like they spam the candles, Hannah. This is lit. Shout out to you. I love that we have community emojis. I absolutely love it. So shout out to Hannah King. Show her some love. Help her, give her a high five in chat or a hug in chat to make her feel a little bit better. Hopefully you figure, hopefully what you're going through gets better. I know what it's like. And it will. It may not feel like it's gonna pass, but it will eventually. Time heals all. This too shall pass. So shout out to Hannah King. Thank you so much for being here. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Again, Creighton C. If you're in the chat, bro, when you reject that value area high, we know where we're going, right? We know that we're going to reject that value area high and likely get a move down towards that POC or LFG. Put a tiara if you want to put POC. I see the POCs. Shout out. Put a tiara in the chat if you want to replace the POC emoji with the tiara emoji for Hannah today. But we know once you get below that value area low or value area high in this case, it is more likely to get a move back down to your POC, which right now is sitting at this level here at about 26K even, right? And I want to talk about this level here because we do have an interesting level of support that we're bouncing off of right now, but we could be potentially on our way to that POC and maybe even on our way to that value area low. And I'm going to talk about the levels down there very briefly because we've covered it a lot in the past, but I will cover it very briefly for anybody who has not watched the show in a little bit. But that is kind of what was making us think that we might get that continued move down. And what happened? We broke below the value area low, couldn't get back above, and then you get that move towards the value area low, right? Towards the POC and value area low. First POC, right? You're likely going to get some kind of reaction off that POC. But again, you're eventually expecting to get down to the value area low. So with that being said, not only were we stuck under this value area low, which is kind of our footprint, right? Our foundation or our map of the local price action. If we're below the value area high, you expect to move to the POC. If you're above, you're either expecting to consolidate before breaking back down, or you're looking to hold support and break out. Now, how do you figure out if you're going to get bounces on here and break out, or if you're going to get stuck below here and break down? Well, it's very simple. You could do other forms of analysis, right? That's why we have Market Cypher B and Lux Algo right in the chamber, ready to go to give us a little bit more insight into where price might go. And at this point, you break below the value area high. You're expecting to move towards the POC, but not only that, specifically on the 1 hour. We talked about this in the market update. We talked about this on the market update earlier this morning, which we haven't done one of those in a long time. Not a long time, but we haven't done one of those in like a week or so, just because price has done nothing. Price has literally done nothing. So anytime we get a little hiccup like that or even like this, got to get those market updates out. But we were looking at this yesterday saying, hey, let's see where we were. Yesterday, September 20th, 8 p.m., right? So like right about here, we were live. And you could see that our 1 hour money flow was coming out. And you probably know what I'm going to say, right? That money flow starts to flow to the downside. And we want to be looking at the higher time frames, right? 16-hour red dot, well, was looking to print yesterday, obviously, or was printing yesterday. But obviously, we have actually come down. It has given us the move down, right? But we had that 16-hour red dot printing yesterday, which kind of triggered us to say, hey, let's see if the 12 hours also printing a red dot. It was almost at the same time, right? The 12 and the 16-hour red dots were printing, and then we had the daily red dot looking to print, right? We had the VWAP coming down, and as that VWAP comes down, you're expecting that red dot to print. And we were saying yesterday, hey, if you get stuck under the value area and that 16 and 12-hour red dot confirm, then likely that red dot's going to print right after, and that will assist us in the move to the downside. But the sauce here is that when we saw that 16-hour red dot, and shout out to anybody who was in the live stream last night that saw this, we move on down to the lower time frame, specifically the 1 hour, and you guys know when you get those red dots on the 16-hour and the 12-hour, if you have money flow coming out on your 1 hour time frame or your 45-minute time frame, a lot of times that could indicate that you are going to get a significant drop in the market, especially when the 16-hour red dot is followed up by a potential red dot incoming on the daily. So not only did we have the daily cooling off, looking for the red dot, you have the 12 and the 16-hour looking for the red dots, and then again, the lower time frame money flow was coming out, letting us know it was going to be likely to get that move down. And again, we do this all the time. If you come over to the 45-minute or the 1 hour and you draw a vertical line where the money flow is about to cross over into the red, right? So we're on the 45 minutes. We'll do it on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour time frame, right? Right as that money flow is about to cross over into the red, I'm going to put that vertical line. So go into bar replay mode, right? We'll go into bar replay mode. This was literally like yesterday on the live stream, right? What time is this? 8 p.m., right? So this is like almost when we were looking at the chart. So for argument's sake, we see the 16-hour red dot printing, right? So we're like, hey, that doesn't look great, right? Because if that prints, we're likely going to get some kind of a move down as long as we break below that value area high. Now, at that point, you see the daily. We weren't printing the red dot, but the VWAP was coming down, letting us know that it was going to be likely that it was going to be incoming very soon. Then the 12-hour red dot was also printing, and at that point, our bias on the higher time frames, the 12 to 16 and the daily, we're thinking, hey, if those red dots confirm, we might get a move down. So let's see what the lower time frame money flow is looking like and see if we could confirm that move. Well, hey, look at that. 1 hour money flow coming to the downside. If this crosses into the, oftentimes what I'll say is if this crosses into the red, that is going to be where I would look for that move to start, right? Same thing on the 45-minute. 45-minute was kind of rolling over here. If we move time forward, obviously you could see it is starting to come back out. Let's see. Did we get the confirmation of a blood diamond here? Yeah, confirmation of the blood diamond on the 45-minute. Your 1 hour money flow is about to cross over into the red, and the fact that that 12 and 16-hour red dot is confirmed, that's where you're looking for a potential move down. And then what happens, right? Money flow, and a lot of times that money flow crossover is very accurate. A lot of times that money flow crossover is where you get the move to the downside. And then boom, right? You come right down. So there you go. And that was one of the big things that we were looking at to anticipate this move to the downside. So it's not just finding a it's not just seeing one signal and trading based off of it. You got to have your higher term or your higher time frame bias to let you know that a move down is likely to happen in the medium term, and then you go down to those lower time frames and check money flow, as the money flow indicates the trend, and the red dots and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows in the market, right? The noise in the market. So I know we talk about that strategy a lot, but the reason we do is because it oftentimes plays out. We talk about it on the 4 hour and the 15-minute very often as well, but that is what we are looking at, right? And now we are now officially accepted back into our area of balance. And if we are going to see a continued move down here, let's talk about the key levels to the downside that I'm looking at for a potential bounce to come in. Now, again, I'm not going to really spend a lot of time on this because we talked about this for a long, we talked about this a lot recently. But kind of the main levels that I'm looking at right now is really just in general the lower end of this range, right? And it's for many reasons, right? Not only do you have the value area low 786 retracement, right? I'm going to turn this blue for support. So not only do you have the 786 value area low confluence, but right above it, you have the golden pocket and POC. So this is kind of a pretty big range to be looking for a bounce, right? And again, I'm not going to cover this too much because we talked about it a lot yesterday, but that POC golden pocket would be a big place to look for some kind of a bounce. And then if we really, what I would prefer to happen is for us to come down, break below the golden pocket, and come test this 786 value area low area before actually continuing back to the upside. And the reason for that is because not only do you have the 786 value area low down here, but you also have your single prints, which, let me see, do I have Exo charts open? I don't want to freak out the computer right now, but I will pull the single prints up on Exo charts real quick. But bear with me. Let's see. Dave Digital, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but Dave Digital says Crow is a big effing dude. I know you're talking about Crypto Crow. Crypto Crow is... big is not the word. He is an absolute giant. He is. When I was at Bitcoin Miami, we went to like it wasn't UFC, but it was like an MMA like fight thing. It was really, really cool. And I'm sitting there watching, and I just feel like it was like a I don't even know what to call it. Like I just felt he came up behind me and like put me in a headlock, and I felt like I was a child. And I'm 6 foot, right? Like I'm 6 foot, maybe 6'1"-ish. Probably closer to 6 foot. So I'm not a small dude, but he just came towering over me and put me in a headlock, and he's just a massive human being, but a super, super good dude. Like the nicest guy. I'm sure you wouldn't want to piss him off, but he's super, super nice guy, but absolute mammoth. The first time I met him at the Bitcoin Miami 2 years ago, I saw him at a club, and they were at a table, and I thought I didn't know idea he was a big guy, and I thought he was standing on the couch. I thought he was standing up, but he was just sitting. And then he stood up, and I was like, oh, my God, Crypto Crow's a giant. But super cool dude. I love Crow. He's a nice guy. All right. Let's continue. Yeah, giant one for the real ones. He's an absolute G, one of the real ones. Yeah, absolutely. He used to be a fighter. Like, I don't think you could be a fighter and be fake. Like, I think it's a requirement to be a fighter. You have to be real. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Crow if you're seeing this. I'm sure you're not, but if you do, shout out to you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I don't want to bring up the single prints just yet. But again, not only do you have the value area low 786, but also you have those single prints down here, right? And I'll go over those in a second. I'm not going to explain them, but I'll show you what they look like on the actual Exo charts chart. But On top of that, guys, we talked about this in the market update. If you come up to the daily time frame, you also, shout out to Lempi, if you pull up Lux Algo and you're looking at the price actions concept section of the indicator, right? Lux Algo comes with a bunch of different stuff. But they have this really cool thing where they actually show you where the order blocks are, right? And if you come up to the daily, you will notice, if I hide the TA here, you have a daily order block sitting right down there as well. And this oftentimes acts as some form of support. It's not like a guaranteed thing. Like, it's not like if you're coming down to an order block, like you're guaranteed to get a bounce. But it is a pretty good indication, and it would just act as a level of support, right? So not only do you have the daily order block, you have the single prints, the daily order block, the 786, and the value area low, which are all levels that you would be looking at for a they're all levels you would be looking at for a bounce anyway, right? So if I unhide that TA, you could see all those levels come within. Even that golden pocket even lines up with the top of that order block, right? So this general area, if we can make it down there, there's no guarantees, but if we can make it down to this level, I am going to be looking for bounces. I may even potentially add to my long position for a potential continued move up. Why am I looking for a continued move up? Well, if we go back to Market Cipher, if you look at the weekly, we have that green dot. This is typically a pretty bullish sign, at least in the medium term. Now, the money flow would indicate the longer term trend will continue down, but we're not really focused on the long term here, right? We're really, or at least as of right now, we're simply just trying to figure out if we get down to the low of that range. Let me come down to a lower time frame. If we come down to the low of this range, that weekly green dot could have the power to push us up to some of these higher prices where we know there is a lot of liquidity sitting, right? We know there's a lot of liquidity sitting above these highs. We also know there's probably a decent bit of liquidity sitting above all of these highs. So, and you guys know, I'm not going to talk about this right now in depth, but you guys know that there is the other key level to the upside other than this level here at about 28.130, we are also looking at a little bit of a higher up level if we can make it up there. Value area high getting closer to about 29.4, which would be a decent place to get rejected off of if we come up to stop out everybody who is short from these highs. But that's going to be for another stream. I don't think we're going to get up there today or tomorrow, but that's just kind of what I would be looking for. Come down here, fill the single prints, potentially hit that order block, hit the value area low, go for the 786 retracement, and then look for a reversal back to the upside, potentially to wipe out everybody short from up here before. Remember, the money flow in the weekly still in the red, indicating the long-term trend will continue down. Maybe that's where we get the move up here to swipe all that liquidity, put in a lower high, and actually get the move down to lower prices. So locally, that's what I'm looking for, guys. And again, if I pull up EXO charts really quickly, I'll just pull up the TPO chart. Let me turn off the open interest in the net shorts. I'll turn off the footprint bar statistics. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the actual TPO. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm on the 5-minute. Hang on. Give me 1 sec. Let me go to the 30-minute. Hey, shout out to Golden. I just see the Golden emoji in the chat right now, going nuts. I assume we got Golden up in here, gifting memberships. Golden, I love you, bro. I was thinking about you. I don't want to get. I'm not like being weird, but I was thinking about you earlier, and I was like, I can't believe Golden is still out here gifting memberships. Golden, I appreciate you so much. I say this every single stream. Please don't feel obligated to do this, but I appreciate you so much, bro. Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to Golden. Where are you from? Golden, let me know where you're from. And then Tony, if you see the answer, or Chemistry Bro, Rob, Crypto Billy, any of the mods, if you guys see it, if you could put emojis next to it so I can see it and just let me know where he's from. I would love to meet you, bro. One day when we do a meetup, I will find out where you are and pick a place very, very close to you so we could meet you and thank you in and thank you in real life. Philly Skill, yeah, Philly Skill says weirdo. But yeah, guys, taking a look at the single prints. Mrs. Candles has entered the chat, guys. But real quick, before we talk about, before we have Mrs. Candles pop up on the stream here, let me just go ahead and hide the imbalances here. And here you go. Right here, we have these single prints, right? Between 25,225 and 25,575. We have these single prints down here. And simply put, this is an untested area on the chart, right? And it's more specifically these single prints pop up when price spends less than 30 minutes at a particular price. And that's what causes these gaps or single prints. And price likes to come back down and fill these single prints before continuing back to the upside. So we do have those right down in that level in perfect confluence with all that other stuff. And just so I don't confuse people, this is simply just a regular Bitcoin chart. This is the range we're looking at. Deviation from the high, deviation from the high, deviation from the low, and those single prints pop up right down here, making it a very confluent area to get a bounce from. So that's just real quick. I don't want to get into that too much, and I don't want to leave Exo charts open because it takes a lot of resources from the computer. But I just wanted to. I've been mentioning the single prints, and I don't really mention them on the live stream too much because it's a little bit more of an advanced technique or advanced thing. So I don't like to. This is more of like I like to be beginner friendly here, so I don't talk about it here as much as I do in the premium Discord. But the fact that the confluence is here is why I am talking about it so much recently. So that's what I'd be looking for in the short term, guys. And if we do wind up seeing that happen, I do think it would, in the end, just be to come up to sweep this liquidity and then come down to a little bit lower prices, right? If we break down to lower prices, where are we likely headed? And I want to talk about that real quick, but before we do, I want to talk about the level we're kind of getting a bounce off of right now. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Mrs. Candles, get the hand in here. I'm sorry. She said I scared her. I talk really loud. Oh, she was learning. She was learning. Shout out to learning. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. I can smell it from here. That's good. That smells like strawberries or something. Yeah, Mrs. Candles is just watching over the shoulder, learning how to trade. I'm so proud. But anyway, guys, let's talk about this local level that we're bouncing off of right now. So let me just clear these levels so we can just clean things up just a little bit. Hide the single print box. Boom. Because we are getting a bounce off of a pretty interesting level here, right? Because you have your local golden pocket retracement from this little low here to the high. We are bouncing off that golden pocket right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of turbulence here, which we kind of have been getting, right? On the lower time frames, we got a little bounce. Look at the respect on that golden pocket. But we got a little bounce. Now we're kind of coming back down. Money flow coming out on the 90-minute, which again, guys, if we're going to get a bigger drop down, here we go. Just like that 1 hour money flow crossover into the red caused the bigger move down here. I will be looking at the 90-minute money flow crossover into the red to begin the move down or begin the continued move down if we are going to see it. Why is that? Because money flow coming out on the 90-minute in confluence or in cooperation with a red dot printing on your daily time frame, just like the 16-hour and the 1 hour, same correlation goes, right? Red dot on the daily. Okay, that's likely going to give us, if that confirms, we could get a continued move here. But with the 90-minute money flow coming out, likely that is what is going to start the move. And I actually like the looks of this because money flow is coming down and the VWAP is rolling over, looking to cross over and print another red dot. So not only are you looking to get the money flow crossing over into the red, but the red dot is coming on the 90-minute as well. So there's many, many reasons to potentially come down here and get a bigger move to the downside. Not guaranteed. We've been wrong before. We could be wrong again. But that's just what the charts are saying, right? I'm just here to relay what the charts are saying. The charts are wrong sometimes, but which makes me wrong sometimes. But we have this golden pocket. Maybe we get another move down. You want to look for a bounce off that 786. And then, again, let me pull up the... Let me just pull this range real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. And then... if we get that continued move down here, I would be looking at this POC, right? $26,000. And then if we get below there, that's where I would expect to come down to that value area low, which is, again, that level that I really, really would like to see hit. So there you go, guys. That is basically what I am looking at on the local price action for Bitcoin. But now let's go ahead and take a look at some of those lower levels that we are watching for a potential bounce. Mrs. Candles, you're making me nervous. Oh, hey, shout out to Jason Casper. What is going on, bro? Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you, man. He says, you're the man, Frankie. Shout out to you, Jason. You're the man. I appreciate you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us, doing this TA, bro. Shout out to Jason Casper. Let's go. I appreciate you, bro. I do believe, guys. I do believe there may be a collab coming with me and Jason. I may be going on his channel sometime soon. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know, I have a hunch. I have a hunch, guys. But, yeah, shout out to Jason. I appreciate you so much for stopping by, bro. I really do. Yeah, what was it the other day we were talking about how the community in crypto, like with the crypto, like Jason, Lifer, like everybody's so cool. We have such a cool community of like crypto TA people. Like they're all good people. So shout out to Jason. I really do appreciate you for hanging out, bro. Let's see. Got to watch your stream so I could copy your TA for my next video. Yo, shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason. Guys, go check out Jason Gasper, bro. Not only is he a savage trader, guys, he's a homesteader, which is pretty dope. I would like to learn more about that. I am definitely not a homesteader, but I dig it, Jason. Much respect to you, bro. But yeah, shout out to Jason. I appreciate you, man. But let's continue on here. But that's kind of what I'm looking for on the local price action. Again, guys, like just based off of what we talked about with the volume profile, market cipher B, that's what we're looking at. But again, although I am looking for that move to come up here, sweep that higher liquidity, maybe not up here. I don't know how likely it is we come all the way up here. But up here, we know we have that liquidity sitting there because remember, we were looking at those liquidity heat maps recently. I think this is Ethereum. Yeah, this is Ethereum, but let's pull it up. Let's see. Bitcoin. Take a look at the let's take a look at the 1 month. Run it up. There we go. Right, and you can see you have that hot spot. It's really annoying. I hate that you can't take this off. It's like the most obnoxious thing ever. But you can see right here, we actually have a pretty big area where there's a lot of liquidation points in the market, and they do sit right above that high at about $28,100. Right. So that is why I would be looking, if we do come down to those levels that we were just talking about to the downside and we get a big move up, I would look to come sweep out all this liquidity and wreck the the shorts that are short from this high up here. Remember, price is generally attracted to this liquidity, right? The liquidation levels, the stop losses in the market makers like to drive price up to these levels to fill their orders and move price in the direction that they want. So that not only are we looking at that, we could see on the heat map that we do have a lot of liquidation levels up here at that point. So let me go ahead and go back to TradingView. But remember, it would only, in my opinion, only be a push up to put in a higher low and then continue down. So let's take a look at that lower range and where we would likely go if we wind up getting that big move down. And we talked about this the other day. Obviously, this golden pocket value area high confluence from back in January of 2023. This is a big level to watch. Not only is it the golden pocket retracement from this low to the high, but again, what is this price? What are these price levels? 23.8, 24.3. Pull up the heat map again. 24.3. There we go. Let's see. We're going to have to go to the 3 month. Run it. Let's see. Okay, so 24.3. Like, where is this liquidity at? Look at this big wick. 24.4 is kind of where those liquidation points start to pick up at, and then you have this super hot spot down at about 23.6, all the way down to about 23.2. Right, so 23.6, which is like right underneath. It's basically right by this wick and below, right? Because anybody who's long from below this wick, anybody who's long from down here, probably has their stop losses somewhere within this range, meaning that let's say we do see, again, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does, right? But this is what I would prefer to happen, and I think it would make sense, right? If we do get a continued move down, come down, fill those single prints, get a move back up. Everybody thinks Bitcoin's going back to 100K or going to hit 100K, right? All the bulls come out. But this is really just a stop hunt, right? We come back down, get a big dump, lose the range, and then maybe you get some turbulence on this golden pocket. But again, really, you're looking to get below this level and hit that POC because, again, if we come down to this level at 22 or at about 23K even almost, we could stop out everybody long from down here, and then you have your POC right underneath you from this range back here, which would likely act as support. So that's kind of what I would be looking for. And again, guys, I hate to say it, but like these are the levels we've been looking at forever, right? Like ever since we got this dump, we've been looking at this range. Now, I will say this. I got really lucky. Like we were talking about this. I almost came off the live stream and I was like, actually, let me actually bring up the lower prices because I was like, I don't think we're going to come down here anytime soon. But let me pull the range real quick and get the key levels. And I talked about this key level, and then literally later that day, we dumped right to it. Now, I want to be clear. that had a lot to do with luck. I didn't show the level and say, guys, we're going here today. I thought maybe we would come down to the value area low, do all this, and then get a move down. I did not know we were going to get this panic wick down right away. But this has been a level that we've been looking at like since we were up here, which was, August 11th, right? So over a month ago. But again, a lot of luck. Like I didn't know we were going to hit it right then. But again, still a key level of support. That's just why we've been looking at it for so long. And then you look at the liquidation heat map, and it just all makes a ton of sense, right? Doesn't make anything guaranteed, but it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's all a game of probabilities. But let's continue on here. I actually did want to take a look at that heat map real quick on the lower time frame. I want to take a look at the 7-day and maybe even the 12-hour. Let me zoom in on this. I want to see, because this golden pocket, I believe, is a bit of a dense area of liquidations. I'm sorry, the local fib, where we're bouncing at right now. 26,300, I believe, is a hot spot. Let's see. It's also, 26,300. 26,350 all the way down. Really, that hot block is basically at 26,150, right? 26,150, and then it starts to really taper off at about 26K. So again, it may make a lot of sense. If we don't get back down to the range lows, I think it at least makes sense to come down to hit the 786 POC at least, right? Because 26.1 is literally the 786, and then the POC is literally 26K. You know that there's a hot spot down there. Might make it likely. Remember, price is attracted to these high liquidation area levels. I made that up. These areas where there's a lot of liquidity acts as a magnet for price. So it would make sense to get pushed down here. But remember, nothing happens in a straight line, guys. Very often, it's going to be messy. It's going to be gross. It's going to be confusing. But eventually, I would be expecting that. And then if we get a strong reaction off the POC, that might give us a little insight into if we can get a continued move up from here. But again, at that point, you're using the POC as your map or your compass to get stuck potentially below. And if that happens, then you're looking to come down to our next key level. So a lot of key levels to be looking at here, guys. But again, in the long run, red dot on the daily, 2-day VWAP starting to cool off, could potentially get that push to the bottom of the range. If not, at least to come fill these areas down here by the 786 POC at 26K. So there we go, guys. That is Crypto Owl said, hi, Block. Yes, this is for anybody curious. I was going to say for anybody coincidental. And for anybody who's curious, this is High Block Capital. It is a paid service, unfortunately. I have no affiliation with them. I don't even know if they do an affiliate thing. But it's just something I use. I don't really bring it up on stream that much. But it's really nice when trying to find again, there's other things out there that do this, that show you where the estimated liquidations are. There's what are some of them? The Kingfisher, that's another one. I actually don't really like the Kingfisher. I don't like the way they do you have to buy credits, and it's just weird. I like High Block. This is the one I like the best, the way it looks. But to each his own. You might like Kingfisher better. But there's a bunch of stuff out there that you can find these liquidation levels at. But there you go. For anybody interested, High Block Capital, you guys can go check that out. But let's go ahead and continue on. That's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Again, kind of the same old song and dance here. Let's see. Yeah, Darren does things. Shout out to Darren. I appreciate you, bro. He says trading light. It seems so enticing. Because apparently trading. I'm not gonna get into it right here, but Darren, I know I'm so itching to look at trading light. I'm very I'm like creature of habit, right? I'm definitely I'm a creature of habit, right? So I'm so used to exo charts that it's I don't want to switch platforms. But I will say, Darren Does Things said that I've only looked into it very briefly, but Trading Light apparently is like exo charts, but they also show you where the estimated liquidation points are. I believe they have a heat map incorporated. So I don't know. I really, really want to check it out. But again, I'm a creature of habit, so I got to find the free time to sit down and dive into it. But yeah, Darren, I think about it all the time. I'm always on the hunt for the perfect tool for trading. I hope we get to a point where I could develop my own tool that incorporates all of the kind of TA that I do, the order flow, the regular chart, like just regular trading view chart, or not, it wouldn't be a trading view chart, but just a regular candlestick chart, CVD, all this stuff, a liquidation heat map, all incorporated into one. And yeah, liquidations and orders too on trading. Like, Darren, stop. Don't threaten me with a good time, Darren. You're making me FOMO into trading light right now. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you, Darren. He helps us out in the premium Discord a lot, and I do appreciate you so much, bro. Hey, Bailey Armstrong, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Shout out to Bailey. I love you, brother. Thank you for being here, my man. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here. I want to take a look at Ethereum, guys. And with that being said, go ahead and throw your oh, Golden said that's what he's coding. Golden, you code. Golden, please. I looked through my DMs the other day. I don't know what your name on Discord is or if you even have Discord, but reach out to me, bro. I want to talk to you. I just want to thank you in person or personally for just all the support you've been showing. And now you're telling me you're coding a super charting software that I might love? Come on, bro. Shout out to Golden. Absolute savage. Love you, bro. But let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium as your grandmother might call it. And with that being said, go ahead and spam your altcoins in chat. If you want me to take a look at your altcoins, spam them in chat right now. And Rob the Crypto Samba, go ahead and count up the votes and let us know what altcoins we are looking at. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Crane C said a lot. Dude, Darren is the premium. Shout out to Crane C. Hannah King said, gotta go. See you later. Thanks for making my day, thanks for making my day a bit brighter while I feel lost in darkness. Frankie Candles and the CandleMafia. Shout out to Hannah King. We love you. And like I said, I'm always here for you, Hannah. Don't hesitate to reach out and say hi. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Okay, so taking a look at Ethereum, guys. What are we looking at? Let's go ahead and zoom in here. So we are still within our volume profile, right? So nothing really that crazy is expected here until we break down below the value area low or above the value area high, and more specifically, decisively break, right? Because again, if we break below this value area low, I am simply going to be looking for longs, right? But if we start getting stuck under here, market cipher B starts looking really bearish, I may look for a bigger move down. I'll talk about that saucy level I'm watching on Ethereum with a whole lot of confluence. We are starting to oh, there's the altcoins. Let's go. But this is we're starting to approach a lot of levels that have a whole lot of confluence on not just Bitcoin but Ethereum as well. So again, just based off of what we're looking at on Ethereum here within the volume profile, we are hitting our golden pocket retracement of this entire move to the upside. Let me just double check that. I don't want to give false information. Yeah, whole move to the upside. We are hitting that golden pocket. You are expected to get some kind of turbulence here, which we are. However, if we lose this golden pocket, you have your 786 and your value area low pretty close to each other. And here's the thing. I think there is a possibility to get down here, and I'll tell you why. If you come to the daily, taking a look here, market cipher A, blood diamond on the daily. Not the best look. This is on your regular candles and on your Heikinashi candles. Definitely not the best look. And this definitely could have the power to bring us at least down to the 786 value area low. But I will tell you, what if this winds up being more bearish than just bringing us down to the value area low? Well, first off, if we do get that move down, right, let's just say that blood diamond does bring us down more on let's see that blood diamond does bring us down more on Ethereum. I will be looking for bounces at the 786 value area low. And again, even if we lose that value area low, this is the area of opportunity. This is where you're looking for the longs. As long as your other analysis supports it, right? You're not just blindly, I don't want anyone thinking like every time, even though back testing it looks like that, every time you're out, you're looking to go back in. And that's generally what you're thinking. But, you know, you're not just willy-nilly just entering shorts every time you leave the value area, right? Because at some point, you're going to leave this value area, right? And you're going to continue to a different price. But I will be looking for longs down here. However, if we get a bigger move down, here's a saucy level, guys. Take a look at the 16-hour, right? We have this golden pocket, which is literally this golden pocket right here. Literally the golden pocket retracement of this entire move up, right? This entire move from like $1,070 all the way up to that $2,100 level, right? This whole move up, this whole bear market rally, this is the Fibonacci retracement, the golden pocket retracement level of that entire move. Now, again, let's take a look. Do we have confluence at this level? Well, I'm sure we can find other confluence than what I'm about to show you, but one really, really, really big area of confluence that I'm looking at, right? Pay attention to the price here. 1481, 1447. If you saw Debate Crypto earlier today, I talked about this on Debate Crypto. Let me go ahead. ETH. Again, what do we have down here? What is this price? 1476. 1476 is your hot level here for the liquidations, right? 1476. I'm gonna put a line on 1476. Well, come on. Come on. There we go. 1476. Right at that golden pocket. This, in my opinion, would be a very saucy level to be looking at. Because again, not only a golden pocket retracement, but also we have that hot spot on the liquidation heat map, which again will not only act as a magnet for price, but also could be a big place to be looking for a bounce off of, right? So very similarly to Bitcoin, you could look for that move down before a move back up to put in a lower high and continue back down to lower prices. So that's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. And again, remember, kind of the big news here is not big news, but daily blood diamond is not the best look for Ethereum. That could easily continue us down. Money flow starting to come out locally on the daily here. 16-hour kind of starting to roll over a little bit with your money flow. So I do think we could potentially get a move to the downside. But one thing, this is on everything as well as Bitcoin. The VWAPs on the 4-hour are curving to the upside. So if we get a retracement back up before we continue down, let's say we get a retracement up before we get a bigger move down, that 4-hour green dot would be what I'm looking at to potentially give us that retracement. So just a little heads up there on Ethereum, though. But definitely a very, very, very saucy level to be looking at. That golden pocket confluent with the liquidation levels. Let's see. Shout out to Infrared Survival said, I've learned a lot from you, Frankie. Thanks for all the teaching. Cheers. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Infrared. I appreciate you for saying that, bro. I really do. That's really the goal of this channel, is for me to provide as much free education as I possibly can. All right, let's see here. Before we continue on, guys, let's see. Do we have altcoin votes are in and being counted? Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for that, bro. Golden with a super chat said Elon got a money transfer license for X/Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. What crypto do you think he would use? Would he make a new one? I mean, I think shout out to Golden. I mean, Doge, right? Like, maybe he makes a new one, I guess. But here's the thing. I think the big benefit of him creating his own token, I don't think it's worth his time. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't just incorporate Dogecoin. And this is why I've been a little bit more bullish on Doge. More bullish than ever, really. I'm not really a big meme coin guy, but Doge is something, not only has it proven itself over time to be a kind of a staple of the crypto market, but it's kind of like a blue chip meme coin. But on top of that, now that Elon Musk owns Twitter, or X, this could add a lot of, bullish narrative to Dogecoin, right? All it takes is for him to incorporate Dogecoin into Twitter as a payment system, and Dogecoin's probably going to do pretty good. And if you watched Debate Crypto earlier, you will know, actually, they were looking at I think Evan was the one that was saying that he's actually kind of bearish on Dogecoin. He thinks it's going to be a big disappointment in the next bull run because Elon doesn't really have the best track record in crypto. And Evan's got a really good point. I kind of loved Elon Musk until he started basically manipulating Bitcoin through Twitter. And I lost a lot of respect for him. He's making a lot of normal people lose money. And he knows it. He kind of thinks it's funny. He's like, if I tweet something, I'll crash Bitcoin. If I tweet something, I'll pump Dogecoin, which is great if you're pumping things. But when you're dumping things, it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of lost some respect for him. But I still love the Doge father. But it just kind of makes you think, come on, man. You know the price is going to go down if you say something. Why are you out there doing it? He's a little reckless on social media, which I can't. When you have that much influence, be a little bit more responsible, especially, Anyway, shout out to Elon Musk, though. I am a big Elon fan. I'm not going to lie. I think Elon's either the billionaire that saves the world and brings us to colonize other planets, or I think Elon Musk also has an equal opportunity to be the billionaire supervillain. So I don't know. Neuralink, I mean, me and Tino from Trader's Reality are going to go get the trials. But shout out to Tino. Creighton C said, tell him to smash the likes, Frankie. It sounds like this. If you're enjoying the stream and getting anything out of it, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button for me? You could do it. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. And yeah, Creighton C is our like police, guys. 550 likes. 2 Frankie Candles hats are going into the giveaways tomorrow. And please, we haven't given away a hat in a couple weeks. Let me give away a hat. Maybe it can go to you. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for saying that, bro. And starting that little Elon conversation. And then shout out to Jacko24, said, I appreciate y'all. And we appreciate you, Jacko. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for being here. But let's continue on here, guys. And did we get the alt? Oh, there's the altcoins. Let's go. And let's go ahead and I almost put Rob in timeout. I'm trying to pin the comment. Okay. Boom. Pinned. Let's go. All right. So we did ETH. We'll do Jasmy and AVAX. All right. Let's take a look at Jasmy real quick on Binance. Take a look at Jasmy. Take a look at the daily. All right. Bada boom. We'll just clear the chart real quick. Do some fresh analysis. And pull up that volume profile. Not gonna lie, guys, I was in a pretty bad mood before I went live. I don't know. The CandleMafia is my therapy for real. God, it's like, I don't know. I just had like a weird wave of amazement. Like I was in such a bad mood before I went live, and I just in such a good mood, man. This is shout out to you guys. But anyway, take a look at Jasmy. Let's see. Money flow on the daily starting to come back up. Green dot printing. This is interesting. This looks different than a lot of other stuff. So you're within this little volume profile. You got, your lows sitting down here at about I'm not going to say the zeros. I'm just going to read the actual numbers. Sitting at about 3320. Value area high coming in at about 4416. POC coming in at about 3883. And you're getting that green dot on the daily with money flow, not only crossing into the green, but also locally spiking to the upside, which is not a bad look. On top of the fact that we have recently spent a bit of time in the red, right? We've been in the red here for 64 days. Then you faked out into the red. I've faked out into the green, back into the red. That's 90 days. And this might be time to spend a little bit more time in the green for Jasmy. Taking a look at the 5-day. Money 5-day green dot. Money flow generally trending to the upside. Now, I'm not saying this, is necessarily just going to rip up from here, but this is trending up. That is generally a pretty good sign for the price action on any asset when looking at Market Cipher. Green dot, fresh green dot printing as well. Not a bad look. 6-day, not looking for the green dot. Weekly, getting a little support on the 0 line. So the 6-day and the weekly, a little wish-washy, but you are getting the 4-day green dot, the 5-day green dot, the 3-day green dot, the 2-day green dot, oh God, and the daily green dot with money flow coming up. And the higher time frame money flow looks pretty good as well, right? 3-day, starting to curve back to the upside. 16-hour, just flinging straight up. Not a bad look. Again, look at that tight trigger wave with the green dot. A lot of times these give you big moves. Look at that candle. These tight trigger waves close to the 0 line, green dot very close to that 0 line, a lot of times give you big moves. Look at that. Look at that wick. Whoop. Right to the POC. Almost. Front ran it just slightly. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said we could do it when you're sick, too. Try us. Did I miss something? Do what? Dave, do what? Oh. Shout out to Dave. Put me in a good mood? Shout out to Dave Digital. That must be what he means. I'm working on him. Sorry, Frankie Candles. I'm working on an emoji. Shout out to Tony. He's always doing something. Productive, that is. Mrs. Candles punch. Shout out to Dave Digital. For real. The biggest thing this YouTube channel does for me is it keeps me happy. It really does. I not only get to do what I love, like I don't know, just the energy that you guys give me is life-changing to me. It really is. But shout out to Dave. I love you, bro. I love you. Dave thinks I'm faking sick. Actually, I think most of the time when I'm sick, I think I'm actually, most of the time I'm actually sick. I think sometimes I'm a little run down, which gets me sick. I get a sore throat, stuffy nose. I get like cold symptoms, but then I can basically just sleep it off. But yeah, shout out to Dave Digital. I appreciate you so much, bro. All right, let's see. I know Darren says you always miss something, Frankie. I know. I'm trying to do the TA, and chat's just flying. I feel like I'm FOMOing on chat. I want to be in chat, and I want to make I want to have big jokes and have fun. And I'm just here stuck looking at the candles. I'm just kidding. I love looking at the candles. Anyway, let's continue on, guys. But yeah, let's see. Let's go. And shout out to Creighton C. Says, just an FYI, Dave is in otter costume with the Mafia t-shirt on. He literally goes out like this. I would pay money to see that. Shout out to Creighton C. and shout out to Dave Digital dressing up like an otter. Yo, why? Yeah, this is why I feel like I missed out on chat. All right, let's continue on. All right, yo, Jerry said you probably got the Codys. Shout out to Cody. We love you, bro. But continuing on here, remember those trigger waves give you those big moves to the upside. Shout out to Dave Digital. They're drawing my attention in with super chats. Dave Digital says, imagine what you do for the many that come daily. Shout out to Dave Digital. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Or are you talking, imagine what you do to the people who come daily, like if I get sick? Is that what you mean? Let me know. There's like zero lag on chat now. Dave, let me know. Yes or no? Imagine what I do to the people who come daily when I'm sick? Maybe there is a delay. No, that's Slam Banjo. That's T-Man. That's Creighton C. I'm looking for Dave. Dave? Okay, there's a lag. I'm going to continue on. I'll come back. I'll pause the chat. But anyway, guys, money flow coming up on the 16-hour. 6-hour. Ooh, 6-hour money flow in the red. Looking for a red dot. So locally, although it looks like you want to come up on the higher time frames, locally, 8-hour VWAP coming down. Money flow doesn't look horrible. Yeah, 4-hour red dot printing. Slight bear div. I mean, the wick bear div is huge. But the bear div on the body is slight. Money flow crossing over into the green. I think this doesn't look bad. This doesn't look too bad. One thing I would be careful of is I think you may potentially very locally, you may get a cool off. You may get a cool off before you get another move up. But just in general, like this money flow looks pretty good on the 4-hour. Like 10-hour money flow coming back up. Your 16-hour money flow coming up. Your daily money flow looks pretty good. A lot of the higher daily time frame money flow looks pretty good. Now, remember, this is obviously going to be heavily tied to what Bitcoin does, right? If Bitcoin dumps, this is likely going to follow. But just looking at the TA and just looking at the analysis here on the Jasmy chart, this doesn't look horrible. And I mean, here we are, right? Like, what do we have? We came to the value area low. Obviously, we wicked way below it. But you came to the value area low, held it as support. This is where you look for a move to the POC. And we may be able to come back up eventually to attack this POC, get a move up, come attack that value area high, coming in at 427. That's my birthday. But there you go. That's kind of what I would look for. Your key level of resistance right now is going to be that point of control, coming in at 3886. And if we pull your fib, or not your fib, I'm going to pull my fib. I would never pull your fib. That'd be weird. But you can see we are getting, we are rejecting from that 786 golden pocket. But if we can come up, flip this, get above that POC, money flow and market cipher B is generally not calling, but generally would be set up for a potential move back up to the value area high on Jasmy, or Yasmy, as some people like to say. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, yo, shout out to Dave. He says, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, we make you feel good. You make us feel that times 1,000. Yo, shout out to Dave, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. I really do. I know I say this all the time, and I know we're kind of falling behind here, so I'm gonna pull up AVAX as I'm talking. But for real, guys, like, you guys are really the best, and I've been saying this a lot lately. And you guys really are, like, you guys changed my life in more ways than you probably realize. So yeah, like not only do I get to do what I love every day, like I found a massive group of people on the internet that are like the coolest people in the world. It gives me a greater hope for humankind, right? Like, gives me faith in humanity. And you guys crack me up. Like the jokes you guys make are literally my kind of humor. It's like I don't know how I attracted you guys like that. Like you guys are funny. Like the other day when you guys were I think Creighton was saying like you guys were gonna break into the house because I was getting abused by Mrs. Candles. You're like, open the door, Frank. We're in the back. Cry laughing at that. Too funny. You guys are the absolute best. Shout out to the Mafia. This is why we do giveaways. If I could, I would give away everything. I would give away my car, my house. Tony D, put it on the list. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. I would love to, one day, if I ever, I don't know if I ever will, but if I ever retire from crypto, right, or just, whatever. If I just, ever retire, which I probably won't because I love what I do, but if I ever did, I would love to have a YouTube channel where I just gave back and just give stuff away and just make videos of me going around giving people stuff. I think that'd be the coolest thing in the world. Like, being the Steve Will Do It of crypto would be, my goal, other than, chugging alcohol. But, him giving stuff away, it would be the coolest thing in the world. I love watching videos like that, watching people change other people's lives. Coolest thing in the world. It's, one of my goals. So, yeah. Frankie Candles coming to give back to a CandleMafia member near you. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Oh, Golden's out. Shout out to Golden. See you later, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Dave Digital said, we're not done yet. Hashtag life change. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Thank you for all the super chats, bro. That's like your 15th super chat. Cody Hassenmeyer, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the first super chat. It's a super sticker, I think. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. You guys are the best. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, Creighton C said same. I just like helping people. That's why I am so fulfilled by this job, because I get to help people every day. It's overly fulfilling. It really is. But let's continue on here and see if we can help anybody who likes AVAX. And let's take a look here. Pull the range. I'm going to pull this whole entire range. And yeah, over the macro here, I mean, just looking, you're getting the green dot. No bull div. It's a slightly exaggerated bull div. I would call that an exaggerated bull div. It's almost invalidated. Let's see. Yeah, Lux isn't calling for it either. But it would be there. If I change the sensitivity on this, it's probably going to call that for the div. Let me see here. No, maybe not. Maybe I got to go down. But either way, yeah, there you go. Not quite. Not quite. Yeah, it's almost like an exaggerated div. Could probably get it to print there. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, either way, yeah, did confirm a bull div here, got a little bit of a bounce, rejected out of the value area. However, I would look, just these double green dots and the exaggerated bull div, right, where you have equal lows with lower lows on your price action, oftentimes this could potentially still act as a bullish divergence and give you somewhat of a move to the upside. Now, let's check the other time frames. This is on the 5-day. Let's check the daily. The daily has the bull div confirmed. And it also has somewhat of a local bull div looking to print here. It might get invalidated, but you might get another local bull div here. Money flow not looking great, though. I'm going to be honest with you. 2-day, I would look, this is probably what I would look for. I would be careful. You're outside the value area. This doesn't look good. This is confusing. AVAX is very, very wish-washy right now. I don't know if I'd feel 16-hour bull div potentially. I would look for this. You got your lower lows on your price action. Potential 16-hour bear div printing. Money flow slightly coming up. But again, the 3 days looking for a red dot. Kind of hard to say here if I'm being totally honest. 10-hour bull div. Kind of looking to print here. I don't know. I don't know if I have a lot of hope for this. If you are going to get a move up, I'd look for the 10 and 16-hour bull divs to confirm. Print and confirm, obviously. But if you get that, you might be able to get a move to the upside. I genuinely don't know, or don't really necessarily think that it's going to get you a move all the way back up to this value area high or value area low quickly. It might get you up there eventually. I just don't know if it's going to get you up there very quickly. But let's see. Let's go ahead and pull some more local levels here. Let's go to the daily. From this high to the low, I'm going to pull that fib Bada boom. Now, that's obviously assuming that we get a bounce here. But this would be an area to watch. Let me pull up Lux Algo really quick. Pull up the order blocks. Yeah, I knew there was going to be. Okay, so I would potentially be looking at this this level here, right? You have Confluence. You have a daily order block. 786 golden pocket retracement, a local 786 golden pocket retracement. If you got to move up into this level, it would be a move to the tune of about 14%. That's not impossible, right? Really what I'd like to see here, yeah, this is a pretty confluent area. Let's go back to Market Cipher real quick. Yeah, I would wait for the 10 and 16-hour bull divs to print and confirm to potentially get a move up into this golden pocket retracement level. And again, this fib may move, right? Like if we get another push down, you're going to have to adjust that fib. But that's kind of what I would look for. The 10 and 16-hour bull divs would call for a potential move up soon, but they're not printing yet. They could get invalidated, right? But I mean, even if you did push lower, you would still have this like kind of more macro. Yeah, I mean, just general market cipher strategy, right? Money flow coming up, momentum is coming back up, price action coming down, right? It's just simply a discrepancy, right? Just simply a discrepancy. So yeah, eventually you're going to get a reaction to the upside. This is going to be one of the key levels that I'm looking for. And then if you do wind up getting some kind of a Lambo candle out of this thing, and it really starts ripping, you know, you do have some other levels in between here. Let me pull up that VPVR. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I would look for a potential move up into that order block slash. I mean, you have a high volume node right here as well. Probably going to give you some turbulence. But yeah, and then potentially I would also, yeah, I mean, high volume node here as well. You can mark that out. I'll mark this out with a box, make it a zone. Yo, no way. No way. No way. Shout out to Tony D. Guys, we now have a VPVR. We now have a VPVR emoji. No way. Yo, shout out to Tony D. Yo, Tony, you're the GOAT, bro. You're the GOAT. That is so fire. Let's go. Matches the colors and everything. Yo, let's go. That is fire. Yo, that's so sick. Now we can spam not only POC, but also volume profiles. Let's go. Shout out to Tony D out there crushing the emoji game. Let's get it. I am refining it. This is just a beta. Yo, shout out to Tony. You know, I was thinking that. I'm like, he's probably going to change that. Hello, Mrs. Candles. Oh, yeah, she's coming to check in on what Tony does. She saw me freaking out. He made a volume profile emoji. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, hey, whoa, oh my God, she's getting feisty with the hand. I don't even have to pull it into frame anymore. She just pops it in. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Yeah, yo, Dave Digital crowning Tony D. Tony D, straight GOAT, bro. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. Let's go. Yo, the hand emojis too. Let's go. Yo, shout out to the Mafia. You guys are crazy, man. But let's go ahead and continue on. Someone said, I'm pretty sure that's Hannah. Hannah King? But yeah, let's continue on here. That's kind of what I would look for. Obviously, you want to look for a little bit of turbulence on this potential high volume node. But these are kind of the areas that I would look for. And again, if you get those bull divs, like this could be ready for a potential little bit of a push to the, or potential push to the upside. But let's go ahead and continue. Oh, how do you get it? Shout out to Mars Inc. You got to turn on gifting on your YouTube settings. And then when somebody gifts memberships, which happens very often here, it randomly gifts people in chat. So if you hang out in chat and you have that setting enabled, chances are you will eventually get a free membership. Or if you wanted to just get the membership yourself, you don't have to win it. I think they're like $3 a month. You could go to the YouTube channel, and right next to the subscribe button, there is a join button. You could click that and pay like $3 for it, and you'll get all the special emojis. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Okay, let's continue on. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on AVAX. Pretty bullish signs lurking. They're not confirmed. They're lurking, and if we do get that move up, kind of the key level I'd be watching here. You also have this value area low, which is this blue line coming right in confluence with that 786. So definitely a confluent area. So there you go. Shout out to all the AVAXians. Oh, no, it just sounded like I said that word that a lot of people Oh, if you hide chat, the membership will pop up. That's interesting. I just said a word that sounds like a word that I think I might get banned on YouTube for. So I'm not going to say it again. But yeah, shout out to the AVAX crew. I'll just call you guys that from now on. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. What do we got next? We got Matic coming in next. Let's take a look at Matic. We haven't looked at Matic in a little bit. Let's see. Binance Tether US. Let's see it. Let me go ahead. I'm going to keep the VPVR on, but I'm going to hide these levels. So there you go. All right, let's see here. Shout out to Dave Digital. Tony changed the settings from 30 to 240 line. Yo, shout out to Dave. If you guys don't know what Dave's talking about, he's talking about the row size. Yo, Dave, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend. He's talking about the VPVR settings. Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing. Tony, if you could change the row size to be smaller, it would look more accurate. But I don't know what kind of crazy stuff you're working with over there. I don't know if that's easy or not. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Tony D. But, guys, taking a look here at Matic, I'm actually going to hide the VPVR, resize, zoom out. Yeah, I'm still be looking at these levels for the most part. So, yeah. Actually, I'm going to pull this range here. Let me extend this real quick. Interesting. Okay, so money flow. So you deviated below this value area, flipped it to support, right to the POC. Now you're approaching your range low one more time. Money flow is crossing over into the green on the 16-hour. This looks similar to Bitcoin. Daily red dot looking to print, though. Here's that's the thing, man. Money flow is in the green, right? 16, 12-hour money flow in the green. That is indicating the trend up on the 16-hour may continue up, right? This could potentially give us a continued ride. If we bounce here, put in a higher low, get a continued trend up potentially to the value area high, sitting at about 56 cents. That's not what I wanted to do. Right there, 56 cents, right? So, however, your daily looking to cool off. 2-day is a little bit, yeah. 2-day bull div. This is a pretty significant sign that you may be making somewhat of a strong bottom here, right? Strong bottoms. You got to love the strong bottoms. But lower lows on your price, higher lows on your momentum waves. That gives you the bull div on the 2-day. That's a pretty strong bottoming out signal, right? Same thing on the daily. I'd like to see the money flow come up a little bit, but since the 16 hours crossing into the green, we're hoping that bleeds into the daily. VWAP rolling back to, I would just watch this daily red dot. If you could hold this value area low and you don't break below this, I would be looking for this potentially to continue back up, again, to your value area high. Other than that, let's take a look at some of the lower time frames here. Yeah, 4-hour green dot looking to print. No bull div. But yeah, money flow in the green. I would wait. Yeah. So here's the thing. You're looking to potentially come up and print a green dot on the 4-hour somewhat soon. Not like right now. Maybe in the next 2 candles. In the next, over the next day or so, you're probably going to get this green dot on the 4-hour. Maybe later tonight. But if you get that, if you start getting that green dot, let's take a look at the lower time frames. 15-minute, starting to round up with money flow. 12-minute, starting to round up with money flow. 10-minute, starting to round up. 7-minute, starting to round up, right? So I would look for that green dot to print on Matic here for a potential bounce back. Your key level of support is right here at 51 cents, 51.5 cents. If you don't lose this level, you could just kind of bing-bong around. 4-hour green dot's likely going to be the thing that causes the bounce. But again, what I'd simply be looking for here is like you're above the value area, flip it to support, straight to the POC. As long as you don't lose that value area low, you could expect to come up to that value area high. I'm going to keep it simple on Matic. There you go. But you got to make sure with this value areas, guys, you got to make sure Market Cipher is in confluent with it. Is in agreement with what the value area is saying, right? You don't just it's just the fact that we flipped this to support and we're hitting it again, the value area low, doesn't mean you just blindly long hoping to get to the value area high. You have to get those signals on Market Cipher B. So for me, I would wait till we get closer to printing this green dot on the 4-hour and then look for an entry. I would be looking for something like a divergence or some kind of bullish reversal signal on the lower time frame, like the 15-minute or lower, to try to find a good entry. Because if you could get a nice setup on the 15-minute, By the time that starts playing out to the upside, you're going to have that 4-hour green dot about to print, backing you up, giving you like an extra leg to the upside. It's like backing up the bullish sentiment, right? So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Matic. And now let's go ahead and take a look at ARB, or Arbitram, as some people call it. All right, let's see. Oh, shout out to Lempi. Shout out to Lempi real quick. He said, pull that Lux on Matic. Let's see it, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to use Lux Algo to try to confirm the key levels, right? So let's see. Daily, let's see if we have an order block. And obviously, guys, like, you can find order blocks without an indicator, but obviously this is much, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to actually find them. They just pop up. So no daily order block below us. Let's take a look. 12-hour. I would be careful once you get up to that value area high, to be honest, because not only do you have the value area high, you have the, this is a 12-hour order block, but really what I'm looking at is the smart trail here. By the time, and here's the thing, yo, shout out to Lempi, bro. Thank you for being here, bro. Because here's the thing. It's hard for me to look at everything, like flip between a million different indicators live, because it just gets really hard to just go back and forth constantly. But here's the thing. We could be setting up for one of those setups that we were looking at yesterday on the live stream. So what do we have here? You get above the value area low, hold it as support. That is somewhat bullish. Then you get a bullish change of character right here into the POC, but your candles are blue. Who remembers what we were talking about on yesterday's live stream? When your candles turn blue, you're expecting, wait for the retracement, see if your smart trail comes up underneath you, right? But you also want to look for the confluence on the retracement levels, right? So golden pocket sitting right on that value area low. Smart trail on the 12-hour doesn't give you confluence, but let's go to the 4-hour. Let's go. So you do have a bit of confluence here, right? So again, your candles flip blue. You wait for the retracement. You have your golden pocket right below your value area low. You also have an order block, and you're tapping into your smart trail, right? And then, like, let's take a look at the 8-hour. Where's the smart trail on the 8-hour? Above. All right, let's check the 2-hour. Yeah, you're breaking it on the 2-hour. So I'd be careful. I'd be careful that this smart trail doesn't flip on you, which it is, I believe. I don't know if I can't really see that. It is flipping on you, but again, you could get this to kind of glitch out. Not glitch out, but sometimes, it will flip back and forth if price acts quickly. It's just the nature of any indicator. But order block, value area low, golden pocket retracement, change of character. You could look for longs here. This is a valid place, in my opinion, to look for longs. Not to just blindly long, but to look for longs, right? And then again, I confirm everything. Like anything on Market Cypher, I'm always going back and forth between these different Lux Algo and Market Cypher, obviously, mainly. I have some free indicators that I use sometimes as well, but I will always confirm it with Market Cypher as well, right? Because the 4-hour VWAP, again, if that 4-hour VWAP comes up and gives you that green dot, it makes it even more likely to get a bounce from that level. So not only is it confluent on the level aspect of things, but also on the signal aspect of things, as the green dot on the 4-hour being the signal, and your on Lux Algo, I get the candles turning green would be your signal to look for the long. So in my opinion, shout out to Lempi. Thank you for being here, bro. But yeah, you do have that confluence between both indicators. But let's go ahead and move on to Arbitrum and take a look at what we got going on. Let's see. And if you guys want to check out Market Cypher or Lux Algo, we have savage discounts for the Mafia in the description down below. Whatever one you prefer. If you prefer both of them, great. 30%, I think, on Lux Algo, and 30% on Market Cypher too, I believe, or maybe 20% on Market Cypher. So go check those links out in the description down below, guys, if you are looking to check it out. You will help out the channel, obviously. If you don't want to do that, then just simply go to the website and do it. That's fine, too. But let's see. Okay, let's continue on. All right, let's see. Arbitrum. All right, let's clear this chart completely. Take a look at the daily. And yeah, all right. So I think this was one of the ones we were looking at, the 2-day bull div. Yeah. So did you have it? It's kind of exaggerated. You got it on the daily. So yeah, I mean, let's pull the range here. right? So you kind of had an area of balance up here, somewhat, right? Yeah, you somewhat had an area of balance here. Let me actually pull this back a little bit. Yeah, you kind of wiggled around in this range, then you lost it. Here's the thing. Let me pull this all the way to current price. Yeah, like your goal would essentially be to get back into this range. And I mean, this thing is. You have to understand this thing has not gotten a break, but this also hasn't been around for very long, right? I don't know if this was. I think this was the act. Yeah, this is the launch here, March of 2023, right? So, kind of hard to say here. We're below the value area. This is not the strongest value area. Like, we're not getting multiple taps on the value area high. So, it's kind of a wonky range. But with that being said, yeah, I mean, you can't even even if you bring it up back here before the breakout, yeah, it's not the most well-respected range. So, I don't even know if I really look at that. But what I will do is pull up the VPVR and just take a look at where the volume's trading at, right? So, right here, we can see, right? You have the daily bullish divergence. Again, somewhat exaggerated. Money flow kind of coming out locally here. Ugh, God, Arbitrum doesn't look that great, guys. You kind of have the div here. It's exaggerated, which could be a slightly false signal, right? It could be false signal, or it also could be, we talk about this all the time, right? Could be a false signal, could play out like a regular divergence, or it could be just a little bit of a lackluster signal, right? So it's just kind of like, it's a divergence, but like, I don't trust them like that. So, but you do have it. So that's likely what gave you this move up here. Money flow kind of wonked out on the daily. I don't really like it. Fresh red dot on the 12-hour. This, fresh red dot on the 16-hour. Money flow somewhat coming up. Kind of hard to say. I'm gonna do the local analysis here because the higher time frames, yeah, 10-hour green money flow crossover into the green, 12-hour money flow crossover into the green. Doesn't look horrible, but not the most confluence for a move to the upside. But here's what I will say. Yeah, this is an area of it. Yeah, this is what I would look for. So let me grab our box. I would watch this high volume node, right? Now, this is a pretty big range, which is likely just a volume profile within here. However, we are working our way up to that level. Yeah, if you get above 85 cents again, you may get a quick move up to this level. But really, to be honest, it's kind of hard to say here, guys. Really, you really want to get above this, not about $1. Like you got to get back above $1 to be like back in the game here, right? Otherwise, I think there is a chance that even if you ride up above this purple box, you could reject that high volume node and come back a little bit lower. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. But your real goal here is to get back up towards this high volume node and flip that POC. So your most important level, which you're very far away from at this point, is $1.17. You got to flip that high volume node to get bigger moves up. So locally, I'll give you some like real local analysis because this is kind of confusing looking. But yeah, just locally, yeah, I mean it's really kind of hard to say. It's like this thing's kind of just been trending down consistently. I would look to get back up in here, right? Get back up in here, play around, get above this high volume node, maybe bing bong around these levels a little bit. But just not too many clear signals on Arbitrum. Kind of doesn't look good, to be honest with you. Yeah, 1 hour looking for the red dot. Money flow coming out with your 16-hour red dot. Now, I will say you don't have that same setup that we had on Bitcoin because your red dot has been confirmed for quite a while here, right? We're about to print another 16-hour candle, and this has been confirmed for about 16 hours already. So not the same signal that we were seeing on a lot of this other stuff. 4-hour money flow crossover into the green. I think you may just kind of continue to creep up here. You're going to have a lot of resistance at this purple box. Flip that purple box. Next real area of resistance is, yeah, if you get above that purple box, let's pull a fib here. Yeah. So I would watch this purple box, and then your next key level you got to get above is going to be this purple box right here. Yeah, so these are your two major levels of resistance that you got to get above. If you can get above that second purple box, though, you might be in decent shape, right? If you can get above that high volume node, quick move up here, and at that point, you're basically knocking on the value area low of all of the price action. And then once you get above that value area low, that's where, really, in my opinion, to be honest, guys, you got to get above the value area low, but really you want to get above that POC. Once you're above that $1.17 level, that's where I think you get a move up. But other than that, it might be a slow grind, and not even a slow grind, but unfortunately, guys, like it's probably going to be boring. Maybe a rejection, maybe a lower low, maybe you bing-bong around here, come back down. Like you're going to play around in these levels for a while. So, yeah. That's not the clearest analysis here, guys, but that's because the charts are not very clear. All right, let's see. Shout out to Creighton C. Says, if Frankie gets 400 likes, I go shirtless in Discord. Oh, yeah. You know you want to see it, guys. Guys? Shout out to Creighton C, bro. I would want to see it, Creighton. I'm going to be honest with you. I would want to see it. Shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see. Let's see. This is our cheers for real. Shout out to Dave Digital. Can we take a quick look at E-Gold? Rob Ella, I'm going to have to ask the boss. The boss is the clock, and the clock says, take a look at E-Gold. Let me check. Yeah, no problem, bro. We got you. Jay Long said, I'm joining the Discord. Let's go. All right, let's see here. EGLD. Bada boom, bada bing. Well, hey. We're right on track. We're right on track, guys, to Bing Bong all the way up to exactly 42.61. Right on track. And that's all I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But let's see. All right, let's continue on. But yeah, let me get rid of this line. I don't remember what we were talking about last time we looked at E-Gold. It's so hard, right? Because like I don't know if the price action, I mean, we haven't looked at it in a while. Probably did just like here's the thing. Like it's not really super magical, right? Like we had a daily bull div. Sorry, let me clean this up. We had a daily bull div with money flow coming up into a key level support, expecting to get a move up. Key level that we were looking at, like we definitely, this is the daily, yeah, but like we definitely didn't look at this yesterday. I know that. But we had these levels, right? These purple boxes are levels of resistance, and we would look at this golden pocket 786 rejection zone, wicked right through the golden pocket, right into the 786, and we got a strong rejection. But money flow continues to come up. I am a little concerned on the daily. VWAP has been above that zero line for quite some time. You might roll back to the downside very soon, printing that red dot, giving you that move down. 16-hour, oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to go off money flow right now, right, guys? Because you're playing red dot, green dot a little bit here. Kind of wonky price action on that scam wick. But money flow, look at the money flow on the 16-hour. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Money flow on the 16-hour, cruising up towards that zero line. Let me get rid of that text. I don't know why that is like that. But money flow coming up on your 16-hour, 12-hour. I mean, it looks very similar to a lot of other stuff. The money flow crossover into the green on the 12 and the 16-hour is happening on a lot of stuff here, right? So I would look for that crossover into the green. It doesn't look bad. And again, remember, the money flow is what indicates the longer-term trend, which would likely give us a continued uptrend to some higher prices. And if we get above this area of rejection, right, we came up, rejected from it. If we can get above this, I'd be looking for a move up into our second level, which is another golden pocket 786 zone, right up here, getting closer to between 34.50 and 32.04. And then if we pull up the VPVR real quick, and there you go, right? I mean, look at that. Zooming in here, guys. Zooming in a little bit more. Come on. Zoom out. I want to get a more clear view. Yeah, here we go. Look at this gap here, right? This is likely what was giving us, like what happened. You enter the gap, fly price through, right? And what did we reject off of? This high volume node right here, right? Bing, bong. These low volume gaps oftentimes give you very fast moves. There you go, right? Not only did it give you the fast move up, but it also gave you a fast move down, right? And it's likely because of that volume gap that was right there. So if we can continue and get back up into that area, right? If we can get, I mean, right now we're kind of playing around on this high volume node, but if you could flip this level, hold it as support, you may be able to fly above this purple box, likely to get some turbulence here on this high volume node, but if you flip that high volume node, that's where you're coming into your next major level of resistance. So locally, let's see. Money flow looks good, right? So just in general, money flow looks pretty good on the higher time frames. So I would wait for these crossovers on the 12, 16 hour. Daily's going to continue up likely, but that 12 and 16 hour money flow would indicate the trend's likely to continue, and these levels all remain the same. I would keep looking at these levels. This level was respected perfectly. This one's likely going to get respected as well, and if we do get a move up there, right, we still have this line here. If we do get above all these levels, the top of this purple box is going to be key, right, because it's the value area low of this upper range, right? So if you get above that, that's where you might go for the POC, which is what that line was pointing to. And that POC is coming in at 42.85. Definitely a plausible price target. Not quickly, right? Like a plausible price target if money flow crosses over into the green and everything still looks good every day and nothing changes dramatically. Just because the 12 and 16-hour money flow are coming up here doesn't mean that they can't get rejected back into the red, right? Like it's not just that this is coming up and this is absolutely 100% going to come up to those prices, right? But if this, then that, right? It's all about the if this, then that statement. So if the money flow crosses over into the green, you're looking to get above this value area low. This is your keyest level of support of resistance, right? Because if you get above that, you now know you're probably going to shoot for that POC again at 42.50. So there you guys go. A little bit of e-gold analysis. And with all that being said, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream, guys. We're going to pull up that wheel of pain and pleasure. Smash that like button. Get your last likes in. 550 likes. 2 Frankie Candles hats are going to the giveaway. Let's see what we got. Please be above 4. Please be above 3. I take 3. 360. Let's get it up to 4, baby. Let's get it up to 4. Shout out to Lempi. I appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Rob Ellis. Said you're the code, Frankie. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. What is going on, Bubba's? Thank you for being here. Spin numero uno. Let's get it. Check that. Let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue on. Spin number 2. Give him a giveaway. Let's see. Let's go. Let's get it to 400, guys. I did feel a little better. I was talking to a bunch of other pound that like button, Hillbilly Crypto. He said it, not me. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, I was talking to Evan Aldo. I was talking to Crypto Keeper and Blockchain Crusader, and they were saying that their YouTube views are down heavy right now. And they were like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I was like, man, the attention is down on crypto right now. Nobody cares, right? Like we care about the price action on Bitcoin right now, right? But like let's zoom out here, right? Like this is just the most boring sideways action ever. Not as boring as this, but just in general, like we're just creating these sideways ranges. The masses do not like this. So at least that's what I like to tell myself. But anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But let's go ahead and pull up that wheel. Where'd it go? 372. We're almost at 4. Give him another giveaway. Let's go. 2. All right. We can't give 5. We can't do 5, but we will do 4. I'm just kidding. I'll give you guys 5. Screw it. This is why we don't get likes, because I just spin the wheel anyway. But smash that like button if you learned anything or got any kind of value out of this live stream. Smash that like button. It helps us push this information out to the masses to grow the CandleMafia into an even more unstoppable force than we already are. Mods, add 3 giveaways to the giveaway tomorrow night. And with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream, guys. Before we head out, I do just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsor of the channel, Link2. Guys, what Link2 does is it gives regular people access to private equity, right? So it basically allows you to invest into things like Ripple, Ledger, etc. This is their website, access to private investment, right? This is usually reserved for the big boys, right? Like the the hedge funds, the big boy investors, but Link 2 makes it accessible with it says it right here. Invest in leading startups with affordable minimums. They have affordable minimums, right? So you don't have to like invest $10 million to get into these, right? So imagine investing in Ripple before it blew up, right? Or before it became as big as it is now. And this is what Link 2 does. It gives and this is why I like them, right? It gives the little guy, right? It's like I consider myself a little guy. We're not like we're not the big boys, right? But it gives like the little guy a chance to invest in stuff. And it gives them opportunity that only the big players actually get. So shout out to Link 2. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. They help us keep this stuff up and running. Go check them out. Link2.com. That is LINQTO.com. But guys, with all that being said, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Tomorrow, we will be doing our giveaway, guys. Go drop a like and a comment on our market update from earlier today or our swing failure pattern trading tutorial that we uploaded on Sunday for our Sunday sauce video. Like and comment, get you entered in. And yeah, try to win some free crypto. And tomorrow, we'll have a second chance to get 550 likes on the stream to get 2 Frankie Candles hats added into that giveaway. And with all that being said, good luck to you all on that giveaway. And with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45. You know the rest. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I don't think they running at my pace. Jordan 1s, gotta keep them laced. If she bad, I might have to get a taste. Whip go vroom, I'll set them on a chase. I don't think they running at my pace. Jordan 1s, gotta keep them laced. If she bad, I might have to get a taste. Whip go vroom, I'll set them on a chase. That's the way. I said I'ma do it, I'ma get it anyways. All I do is work, I got this money on my brain. I don't like to talk, I just got way too much to say. They been trying to get me, I'ma get them out of the way. I said I'ma do it, I'ma go and get it back. We got in a whip, then I went and hit the dash. I've been thanking God for this life that I done had. I don't need opinions, dog, I only need a facts. What's real, dog? Sitting still, dog. They in they feels, dog. I got these bills, dog. Need a meal, dog. If they wantin' less, it's no deal, dog. I don't think they running at my pace. Jordan 1s, gotta keep them laced. If she bad, I might have to get a taste. Whip go vroom, I'll set them on a chase. I don't think they running at my pace. Jordan 1s, gotta keep them laced. If she bad, I might have to get a taste. Whip go vroom, I'll set them on a chase.
I would like to focus your attention to the chat, guys. Tony D just came up with another rendition of the volume profile emoji. Tony, this one is absolutely fire. This is what we're looking for. Shout out to Tony D for making these indicators. Well, I guess that is an indicator, but it's really just an emoji. Shout out to Tony D. Guys, I got to go talk to Mrs. Candles. We have an appointment for a consultation at the tattoo shop. Thinking about getting a tattoo. Might have something to do with where volume's transacted, and it might be going on my forehead. With all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing, bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out.